once I have the drawing where I want it, then I can start assembling things. So I've got the dome here. I did on the plastic wrap, I did just draw a little section that I want to stay away from right at the top. I don't want to get things too crowded. Um, Rough cut a landform. I've got this little height indicator on top. And so this gives him the basic landform, similar to what we had uh, uh, in the drawing. I also have assembled the sphere, and something interesting and a little bit unexpected. I said earlier I purchased many of these before, but this one had the ability to open the mouth a little bit. It has this hinge on it. Um, I found this that will work as a bit of a cradle, but I also made one out of tracing paper and white glue, and it has again a little bit more of a kind of tarp um, feeling to it. Um, I think I'll probably go with that, but I'm not 100% committed either way yet. Um, so I've got that relationship between the form and the sphere, and I've got this little figure here. This is just a surrogate, just a stand-in, just for scale. It won't be the certainly won't be the final figure that I use. So now what I would typically do is just roughly assemble all of the elements together, just to see what that relationship will look like. Again, I won't go overboard with detail and any real refined sculpting. It's really, again, just to see the different elements together. Um, what am I going to do with those little bits? That all comes later. For now, I just want to make sure I've got the landform and the sphere positioned, roughly the way I want it, right? Am I going to use that, or am I going to use this one that's a little more rigid, like a platform? But I'm really leaning towards this tarp hammock thing, um, suspended up there. And what I'll do is I'll actually photograph this now to look at those relationships, and by looking at the photograph, that's what's going to help me decide where I want to go next with the overall composition. So I've got it mocked up now where all of the elements are in place. Relatively happy with the overall composition. I do like the bit of a canopy that this form makes. I don't mind the arrangement of the support sticks. They might be a little large, like the diameter might be a little large. I might choose something a little bit smaller. I like the overall scale relationships. Probably rebuild this form to maybe be a little bit higher and a little less mass in the center. I do like that as you look at different points of view on the sculpture, different things are revealed. Not 100% sure, the orientation on that, but I am relatively happy with the overall arrangement. And again, what this does now is it allows me to start thinking about, fine tuning. How does the piece read if that sphere is, kind of facing down and into the basket, or looking up, right? They read a little bit differently. So that's how you start to fine tune it. The other thing I need to figure out is what is the right pose and what is the right type of figure? What should that figure be doing? There's a few ways to go. It'll read different if it's a figure pointing down or a figure pointing up, if it's two figures having a conversation, it all reads differently. So for me, it's fine. I don't put pressure on myself to have the piece completely figured out conceptually before I start. Kind of allow that to emerge a little bit. Don't mind that, and always just put the case on it. Again, you want to think about what the final presentation is going to look like. So at this point, I also think it's important for me to, if I see something I don't like, I really should change it. So I could just use those vertical shapes, but again, they seem a little bit large. I actually prefer where I've shaved them down a little bit, so I might use them, but actually sculpt them and break them up a bit so they're not quite so regular. And the more I look at the landform, the less I like it. I think I would like it to be a little bit more severe in the cuts, and say get rid of some of that center part. So from here, it's some more refining. What I'll do is I'm going to photograph this a couple different ways. Probably, look at it as a black and white photo just to get rid of the distracting colors, and carry on.